And here we go for race 5 of the 1600 heats in the 2012 Australian Formula Vee Nationals at Wakefield Park, Group 6, Group C and D for Joust Racewear in this race. And off we go. Daniel Reynolds with Stephen Jones and
Matty Stubbs.
And Matt Stubbs ahead
Jack
of him.
Flood, Dylan Thomas, Lee. I was going to say.
It's Tim Brook.
Yeah, Tim Brook. I was thinking of the LE 100.
Exactly.
And I think you got Darren Williams just behind. Is that right?
Another competitive group of 1600s. These two groups together as Daniel Reynolds pulled out a bit of a solid lead after one corner there.
He has got a good lead.
Okay, but look at all these cars. Nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail.
There's Phil
all
Gardner
the way
from
through
Victoria.
the field.
Okay, so Stevie Jones is the bottle in. He's obviously not got a good start, and he's a bottle in the cork in the bottle right from the word go. There's people diving up the inside, left, right, and centre.
That's
Steve
Gary
Gamara.
Ogden down the inside of Mark McHenry, who's pushed Stephen Gamara wide, the local driver from Canberra, in his first year of Formula V racing.
Yeah, he actually came to the Come and Try Day for Formula V last year and bought a car there and went racing. Just as easy as that.
And he's made a splash in Formula V circles in more ways than one, hasn't he, this year?
Absolutely, he's a likeable young fellow. Anyway, there's Thomas went up the inside of Jack Flood and
look at this snake of Formula V's hugging the Armco all the way down the main pit straight here.
Okay, so there's actually a couple of little gaps here. So Thomas had to make a dive at Jack Flood because he was losing time to the two in front. See if he can make that back up. And Jack Flood takes Jack Flood with him. There's Rob Sermon as well. Coming
so he's taking up the field. Great camera angle there.
That shows you the pitch of the hill. It's actually is quite a hill going up and coming back down.
Okay, Daniel Reynolds first. Stephen Jones second. Matt Stubbs third. That's Dylan Thomas in fourth. And that was Jack Flood fifth. So all the cars going through, there's one after the other after the other.
Mark McHenry going through, Lee Porter.
Okay.
That was Phil Gardner towards the rear there.
Not a lot of distance between first and second in this race so far.
No, and all that distance was made on the first, I don't know,
first
100 metres.
Corners, exactly so. Right now.
Oh, big lock up there.
That's Gary Ogden there. He's actually back a little bit in this heat. So
he is. And who's that going up inside? Oh, Steve
Gamara. Lee Porter and round the outside of Steve Gamara. Or was that Stephen Gamara down the inside of Lee Porter?
Oh, I would have suggested Lee Porter going around the outside. He's brave on the brakes.
That's much more exciting to say, exactly.
Here we go. We got
so it's Sabre, Stinger, Sabre.
Oh, wide.
Okay.
Darren Williams pushes the LE 100 of Timmy Brook and CXC going out wide. Okay, Daniel Reynolds actually, he's getting closed in there by Stevie Jones. Stevie Jones has done a great job this weekend.
We'll keep an eye on that gap there. Good,
okay, so there's Timmy Brook.
Good shot of Tim Brook going
down. He's got the CXC sponsorship, which he normally doesn't run this weekend. CXC also being one of the event sponsors. So them and Gary's Motorsport Tyres. Thanks to the support for both of them. Okay, there's Lockie Higgins. He's actually been fairly quiet this weekend, but he's right behind Mark McHenry, who, you know, is a very credible driver. You know, he's won plenty of things.
Right, the positions haven't really changed, although the gaps remain close even after 6 laps of racing. So Sabre, and Stinger, and another Sabre.
Dylan's pulled away from Jack, but he doesn't think he's pulling up to the group in front of him. But you know,
Terry Ogden's making up a few spots.
There you go. There goes Lockie Higgins up the inside of Mark McHenry. Mark McHenry wants to fight it, but thinks he's better.
Will it be an over-under? No. So
I go over-under. You go under-over.
Oh, and roundabout and over the top. And
tomato or tomato?
Both, actually. I'm half Italian.
Okay,
there we go.
Okay, so here comes the potato and there goes the potato. So we're coming down. Daniel takes a bit of dust. Oh, Stevie Jones has passed Stubbsy as well. Stubbsy is going to look back in. No. Hopefully the two of these two can battle and the rest of the field can come back in for a bit of, I don't know, close quarter racing. There's Darren Williams ahead of the LE 100.
That's right, a car that's well over 20 years old and still highly competitive.
Actually, it is. You know, it's particularly suited to this circuit, I feel, as well. But in saying that, he did a great job at the V8 at Eastern Creek as well.
Well, yeah, and let's not forget Tim Brook, one of the great young Formula V drivers. Hopefully, he only drives part-time. He's just returned for the V8 Supercars meeting 2 months ago and this meeting for this year. So hopefully he'll keep returning on at least this sort of short, temporary basis. So
Matt Stubbs back on the inside of Stevie Jones.
That's
here.
it, and he's got the position. So Matt Stubbs, New Zealander from Melbourne, second place, but still one Sabre against another Sabre.
Okay, so
the Sabre cars made in Melbourne by Borland Racing Developments with the assistance of VW Australian Performance Centre and Mick Reinhardt. So
actually, you could say that those front three cars have all got beat up performance motors in it as well.
well, and that's why they're up towards the front, because extremely enthusiastic supporters of Formula V for many years, and quite deserving of the success that they've been getting. So, great car, great drivers, and great mechanicals.
Okay, so actually, and fifth has also got a Vita performance motor. Then you've got a Kinsella motor in fourth, and who's Darren Williams. So that's a David Cutts motor. Who does Timmy Brooks motors? That would be
David Cutts as well, I imagine.
was
So
it David Cutts, or was it Dave McHenry?
could be either, both Davids.
Yeah,
At
so
least
it was,
I know that.
David.
That's
It's a
right.
David motor.
That's right.
Okay, Stevie Jones back up the inside of Matty Stubbs. They're going one for one, lap by lap. Darren Williams still ahead of Timmy Brook, but Timmy Brook's close by, can do something about it. Daniel Reynolds has a decent margin here to second place of. I think Daniel's probably just sort of monitoring the gap and only driving to what he needs to do. You know, he's a smart driver. He's done a million or more laps around this place. So
Look what we've got here. We've got Daniel Reynolds, Stephen Jones, and Matt Stubbs, all in identical cars. Engines probably from the same supplier, definitely.
yeah, they're definitely
spec.
from the same supplier.
But Daniel Reynolds has consistently had that slight edge in every race that he's been
But in
through.
saying that, Daniel is a local on this circuit, and Stubbs and Jones are both from Victoria.
Exactly. This is
So well,
maybe
Stubbs is from New Zealand, which makes it even worse, but that's another matter.
in many other respects, definitely so. But I wonder if that local knowledge is really all the difference that it takes. Maybe, maybe not.
I suggest it is. I suggest local knowledge is something towards it anyway. So it is their practice circuit. They do testing throughout the year. So they're a passionate family. The Reynolds, the whole lot of. Okay, here comes Lockie Higgins back up inside again. So these have swapped places on multiple occasions.
Mark McHenry and Craig Conlon and Jason that we've talked about before. Mark's only objective this weekend is to bring the car back to Craig in one piece.
Whoa, nice and sideways, drifted around there,
Exactly.
Steve. Actually, the Sabre is quite a taily car. The new Sabre is quite taily, so if you don't like a taily car, I think you might struggle in one of these things. But if you do, it'd probably suit the style. So, some people say that a car that understeers is meant to be a quicker car, but the Sabre disputes that.
Well, I probably would too. I'd just like a car that just has a little bit of understeer on turn-in, but then just that first few degrees of steering wheel, then the tail will swing around gently all the way around the corner. That's how I would like to set up a car, but of course, I've never been able to. But one interesting little story about the Mark McHenry car, the owner Craig Conlon. I got a text message from him this morning, and he said, "Oh, sorry mate, I can't help you with that because I'm currently in Mongolia installing windmills." And he's living in a gur, which is a Mongolian tent, about 20 miles outside of Ulaanbaatar, and it's minus 20 degrees centigrade. So no wonder Craig can't be here this weekend.
Well, I think he's taken the wrong option, to be honest. You look at the racing that's going on, and the fun and the shenanigans that's going on. I mean, I would have rather. Although maybe he's probably safer over there.
Well, except for I wonder what they're serving him to eat each dinner. So, sound of that doesn't sound too enticing, does it?
No. Okay, so Jack Flood's Darren Williams and Timmy Brook have caught up to Jack Flood. Can they do something about him? Here comes Stubbsy. It's probably a bit early to look up to the inside of the final corner. You probably wait for the straight here. Which he's done.
Look at the speed of these cars going down that back straight. So, coming out of the fish hook, it's flat in third gear, and then you've got that right hand kick leading onto this straight, which is flat. So I'd say they're easily doing 145, 155 down this back straight in a very short distance. So
some of these guys also flat change as well. So
exactly.
With flat changing, they actually don't take the foot off the throttle. They just tap the clutch, pull a gear, and keep going. The throttle, you get a little bit of an over rev, but it's a very quick change. So does limit the life on the engine a little bit, but it's some feel that there is a benefit in it, some don't. Some feel that the benefit's not worth the wear on the engine. So, a bit of curve there from Thomas. Touch the wheel, that's not going to help.
Well, that's exciting driving from Dylan, as we've expected.
Obviously trying too hard there, I'd suggest.
Great camera angle that again. The good close-ups of these cars as they go flat through that first of the downhill right-hand corners in third gear.
Actually, the CXE Team Stinger boys, they put a new livery on the car for the V8 round a 6 weeks ago. And Thomas has actually enhanced that even further by putting a bit of a white and red stripe down the side to give it some definition or something. I don't know what you call it.
Did it give it any speed, do you think?
No, I don't think it's actually taken the speed away.
Okay, so maybe you should have peeled it off for the final.
Yeah.
Should do that.
Yeah, maybe that might be a good setup change.
We'll have a look. There you go. Chassis. There you are. One small bit of chassis tuning.
Peel the stickers off. Less weight.
Here we go.
Here you go. Here comes, who's that?
That's Jack Flood. Darren Williams.
Being defensive there, so Darren Williams
Tim
all over the
Brook.
back. Okay, coming back up the hill. Can Darren do anything? Well, you're not going to do anything going up the hill. He just needs to sit right in the tail.
Great camera angle of this fast, flat, downhill third gear corner.
You can almost see the bump in the circuit there.
You
That-
can.
oh,
Sliding from Dylan Thomas.
No, that car looks like it's understeer and it's oversteer and it doesn't matter what it's doing.
At the same time, probably. Okay. So back to second and third place. There's the leader in the red Sabre going through the kink onto the back straight. Here we've got 6th, 7th and 8th.
So Jack Flood's actually doing a fantastic job here to hold off the quick pair behind him. Not quite as good a job as the solid Daniel Reynolds, who's just solid.
Okay, Daniel in his early 20s. Stephen Jones, who's in his late teens. Matt Stubbs in his mid-20s. These are great young drivers, this whole group. Right throughout these first 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 cars, they're all young and motivated and fast and talented. It's great to see.
Actually, we keep talking about this V8 round. Mark Winterbottom from the V8. Oh, Stubbs had a look. No. Mark Winterbottom came down and had a chat to a couple of the Formula V guys. Lockie Higgins that's in here, which we've mentioned a few times.
It's worth saying that Mark Winterbottom, for our international viewers, is a leading V8 supercar driver, currently in second place in the V8 Supercar Championship. He started his motor racing career in Formula V in New South Wales with the Formula V Association in New South Wales, and he went on to become Formula 4 champion and very quickly made it up to V8 supercars. And now he's one of Australia's top sportsmen.
Yeah, exactly right, and he still comes back to grassroots and gave a bit of support to some of the guys. Benny Oldfield as well, who's not racing his cars in a few bits for this weekend.
That's right, and Lachlan Higgins, they both had a...
Oh, here you go, Stevie Jones up the inside of Matty Stubbs coming out of the official.
Now that's a great move. That's a risky, great, exciting bit of driving.
I'd suggest Matty Stubbs has had something happen though. That's not a usual spot for a passing opportunity.
Okay, but looked great for us anyway.
It certainly did.
Okay, but only look, half a nose cone as they both came onto that main straight.
Darren Williams has got a bit defensive there from Timmy. He might be being held up a little bit here by Jack Flood.
Right.
Last lap,
Daniel Reynolds, a great lead.
Daniel Reynolds under heaps of threat.
As we can see here. Right.
Okay.
Stephen Jones, Matt Stubbs. Sabre.
Stevie Jones is doing a great job.
Dylan Thomas in 4th place.
Lonely race. Here comes, 3 wide.
Almost 3
Timmy
wide.
Brook had to back out of that, otherwise he would have touched Darren Williams.
That's right, but he's lost lots of distance now. That's probably blown it for a potential position. Okay.
So this is across the top of the hill. Daniel Reynolds coming back down. Beautiful line through
Not
there.
slowing down one bit despite that safe lead he's got.
Okay, a little bit of curve there from Stubbs, I think. Might have unsettled him, might have lost a car length there because of that. So coming down the hill, Stubbs has only got a couple of passing opportunities down here into the fishhook, which he might not be close enough. And then coming down to the back of the last corner, back straight, or out-tow him down to the line, which is also quite feasible. So here's Jack Flood, Darren Williams.
All the gaps look reasonably safe now, except maybe this one, 2nd and 3rd position.
Okay, so Stubbs got a good run out of there, but he's not quite close enough.
So maybe 1 or 2 kilometres now is not
He's
enough.
deep under brakes. Can he do the over-under and do the run to the line? He's right on the tail, coming down there, get the toe and pull out into the slipstream.
But the start-finish line's only halfway down that main straight, so maybe there's not enough distance and time.
Jack Flood should hold on to this position from Darren Williams. There's Daniel Reynolds, good win there for a solid win. Okay, that's so Stevie Jones did hold out Matty Stubbs, so well done Stevie Jones, great effort. Looks like Thomas has a pretty lonely race there in 4th.
And down the right-hand side of the circuit goes Jack Flood, slightly threatened by Darren Williams and Tim Brook in the Orange LE100. Gary Ogden, he's dropped back off that group.
Yeah, quite a lonely race from Ogden.
That's right, we expected more from Gary and he showed
Lockie
more.
Higgins, we just talked about him with Mark Winterbottom having a chat, and Mark McHenry.
For race 5, Joust Raceway, Groups A and D in the 1600s. First place, Daniel Reynolds, Vintage V Dub Supplies. Second place, Stephen Jones, Bracken Motorsport. Third place, Matt Stubbs in the Sabre for Beecham Racing. Fourth place, Dylan Thomas for CXC Team Stinger.
Fifth, Jack Flood, Flood Motors and Express something. I don't know what Express is. Darren Williams, DMW Masonry. Timmy Brooks, CXC Global. Gary Ogden, Corsica Clean.